From the banks of the Allegheny, welcome to Film Bits, True Detective, Episode 4. Hey, everybody! We are back. This is Episode 4, Part 3. Marty just found Tyrone Weems in a alcohol and anger-fueled desire to get at this killer because, hey, his wife left him. Because, hey, he treated the girl he was cheating on his wife with poorly. Oh, it's not going good if you're Marty. Let's pick it back up because we're about to ratchet up the intensity in this episode. Shot of rust.
And the dude is cooking
For some motorcycle gang out of
Where's
Texas.
Marty?
Iron Crusaders.
Whoa. But Iron Crusaders. You sure you said Iron Crusaders?
I'm sure he said Iron Crusaders.
So, we'll,
Rust's apartment looks a little
chase
hazy,
that
kind of the way it's lit, a
tomorrow,
little
yeah?
What are
fuzzy.
you doing right now?
Right now, I'm busy.
Right now, I'm busy. I love that Marty checks the dime slot.
As I recall, I had to take some personal
That's a
time.
great shot right there. Got lighting in the background behind him,
Bad.
the way he's looking.
I mean, this is like, what, 17 years ago? Yeah, you have to understand if my memory hadn't sharpened in the interim.
Hey, there's the shot that's the theme for my thumbnails. Oh, hospital time. And look who's there. Maggie. She's a nurse. We never knew that.
For just a second.
No, I'm working graveyard. Girls with my mom and dad. It's all in the note, Marty.
Okay, but give me a chance to...
She came to my home. Our daughter saw her. You lying fuck. You stupid lying fuck.
Jesus Christ, listen to me, Max. I meant everything I said the other night, every word. I stopped.
Oh my God, you think your betrayal's removed by its interruption? She was disgusting. You're disgusting. You can't.
She wasn't disgusting, but I get her point.
Okay, I've been a mess. I've rattled
Two shot here.
my... Just
Set up to talk about the relationship.
It was a year ago.
drinking and...
I don't give a shit.
It's
about
different than a
your
why because we have two
We
characters.
need to get out of our lives, Marty. Me and the girls. Read the note.
All about the relationship between the two characters rather than the hospital itself. A wide would be focusing on the hospital, let's say, in one character.
I'm not gonna break up my fucking family, okay?
Okay, Marty, hold the rage.
No,
Excuse me. You're right, Maggie. Sir, I suggest you leave.
everything's fine, Doc. I'm state police.
I appreciate that, but are you here in that capacity now as law enforcement?
All right, back to Rust as Marty just gets schooled there by the little doctor. Oh, it's like this huge toolbox he's got going there, and all his unpacked boxes still. Oh, ho, ho, ho! Hello, Arsenal. With a notice in the bottom left there, a bottle of. Oh, yeah. Well, I thought he was going to reach for it later, but he's going right after it. He kept the bottle of booze in there. Was able to resist it until he just opened it right now. That's pretty wild. But now, he's been really trying not to drink, except for that one time when he had to meet Marty's family. Now it's just like, oh, it's time. Sniffs it, realizes what he's getting into, and just dives in.
You don't want to do this. Your hands off me. God damn it. Call your commanding officer.
You're making a scene, Marty.
No, there is no scene that a small patrol here makes when I am calmly discussing a private matter with my wife.
That phone call that we hear
Hey, man, easy.
here in Rust's place
Fucking business.
is why Rust
None
is
of my
here.
business, but we got work. Hey, Marty, I got a line on the do. I gotta wait fucking now. I need you. Can we leave this shit till later?
I love you, honey. I ain't giving up.
Come on.
We can get to the do. But it's gonna be dirty.
I just need her to give me another shot. If I could just get another shot.
This ain't gonna tell you something. Yeah, this is none of my business. I want to hear it.
Rust, ooh. Rust really shows his inability to connect emotionally or his desire not to connect emotionally. Rust is driven by finding this killer. And they're partners. And Marty's hurting. Yes, it's a pain of his own invention. He's the reason he's in this spot right now. But Rust is a cop, and he's got a line on Reggie Ledoux. And damn it, get your head straight, he's saying to Marty. This is not my business. I don't care. You handle that stuff when you're not on the job. It's cold, it's harsh, but it's Rust. Pick it back up.
Total shit. You know, this is part on you. You know, you can't just slide into my life creating tensions,
What, I make you
judging me.
tap some bimbo? Looks like a young Maggie. I make you flaunt that shit? Fuck, that night at the Longhorn, you were so obvious, man. Checking her out, she looked crazy enough to have followed you there. All the dick swagger you roll, you can't spot crazy pussy.
I fucked up. Just,
On the line.
I like something wild. I always did. It feels like it smooths out the other parts of my life most of the
Marty,
time.
one more time. It's none of my fucking business.
Yeah. Fuck.
Look, we got a job to do. Off book. It's the only thing I can think of.
I gotta straighten out things with the family. I gotta fix it.
That bike club. I know him. Had deals with him.
He's just steamrolling Marty right now.
So, enough with the self-improvement, penance, hand-wringing shit. Let's go to work.
Do you think you're... Fuck. Hell of a bedside manner you got, Russ.
You know, being stupid's different than gone and sick, and this is a bar, not a fucking bedside.
Friend in need. Time I think you hit a ceiling, and you just keep raising the bar. You are like the Michael Jordan of being a son of a bitch.
Come on, you really gotta love this jacket I got.
Holy shit.
Rust is a master manipulator. A master manipulator.
Some work came back on me.
So this is a skill and a strength of Rust. We see it when he's doing interrogation and how he tells the other cops, you know, within the first few minutes whether or not a guy did it. He reads people, and he can maneuver people, and he can make people do what he wants them to do. And he can be a cold-hearted SOB all along. Remember what he said to Charlie, Dora Lang's husband, that, you know, as they were leaving, the parting comment he left was, yeah, you probably did have something to do with her death. And even Marty was like, you know, you didn't have to do that. And Russ said, it's weird what gets you, you know, squeamish, Marty. He comes into the hospital, completely diffuses a drunken and wound up Marty, gets him out of there, takes him to a bar where Marty just drinks a little more, and then gets Marty off of this thing about his broken marriage and gets him back to his apartment. And I love his last pitch. You're going to love this jacket I've got. And Marty even thinks about it for a second, or who knows what's going through Marty's head, but they are now in Rust's apartment, and you're going to see this jacket. And, yeah, Marty's going to love it. Let's pick it back up.
These boys Ledoux, deals too. They're out of East Texas. I worked in one of those DEA task force.
You know you're 5-0.
Nope, I wasn't sure. So I checked with my old handler. As far as my cover goes, I took 3 slugs in a DEA shootout in Port of Houston. Anybody gives a shit, figures I'm dead.
Major said the task force used to call you Crash.
I'm gonna have to take some personal time on this, Marty. A couple of weeks. Gotta get out there, get seen, drop some lines. I mean, badges ain't gonna get us near these people, so plan is we make them an offer. Hey, get a line on their supplier. Confirm it's Ledoux. Bring him in. And once we're out there, All right, it's just you and me on this.
I don't like that. What happens at clock you're not you?
No, I can't do what I need to do. We got watchdogs. Besides, like you said, Casada pulled me. Yeah, stakes ain't that high anyway. I get found, I take a bullet to the head. This cartel I worked on the border, they had this routine. They duct tape you to a chair that was bolted to the floor. Use a couple rolls, make sure you couldn't budge a fucking inch. And then you cut around your face, grip your scalp, yank down, rip your face off. And they put a mirror in front of you.
That's fun.
So you can get a good look at yourself. They cut your dick and your balls off. Shove
He just
them
doesn't
down
stop.
Your throat until you bled and choked out while you were watching. So, as far as high stakes go, bullet to the head, it ain't that.
Hey. You sure you want to do this?
Sorry, just about finished that fifth.
Not exactly.
Marty's wearing the jacket. But Rust is honest, man. He's candid. You sure you want to do this? Not exactly. But it's got to be done to get that killer. 2 bullet holes. Remember, Russ was shot many times. Just put him in a psychological hospital. Check this little thing out. You realize none of us knew as the audience he had an upstairs. Jameson on the counter, still drinking. He's in the new old lifestyle now.
Cayenne. Your taste of skin looks contused.
How long they have you out there, working the corridor?
Almost 4 years.
4? The hell? You C's ain't supposed to do more than 11 months.
Yeah, but I fucked up on the job. They could do whatever they wanted with me.
It's a long time being like that.
Need a good story to move fast, and I think I got one. All I need now is some good coke.
Where you gonna get that?
Don't worry about it.
So you got a suspect and you take a leave of absence.
Yep. Like I said, to see my pops. Had leukemia.
Okay, so if you haven't picked up on it by that last bit, that's just a quick little cutaway to sit there and add that thing about him going to see his dad in the midst of this tense new plan that they're hatching, where where Rust is going to go off the books, take 6 time, penetrate this bike gang he knows to try and get an angle on Reggie Ledoux. So why do we get the cutaway? Because it's a way of explaining to us that this is a cover story he's still telling to this day. The time he went to go take care of his sick dad in Alaska is the time he was doing this off the books and highly illegal action, ops mission, if you will, of penetrating this bike gang and whatever happens as a result of that. So that's one of the quickest times, it might be the quickest time we've had a cutaway to the current day. Usually we spend some time there, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. But that was just a few seconds, 5 seconds or so, 10 seconds tops, just so it could establish for the audience, yep, that's why I went to Alaska. My dad was sick. And it's wedged in there to let us know, hopefully, that that's the cover story. And when he's talking to these cops in the modern day, he's still, even though he's no longer a cop, he's still holding on to that. Why? Hopefully we can resolve that either in the next episode or somewhere down the line. I think that's about all I got today. It's now ratcheting up. We're not quite through the 4th episode, which of course would be the halfway point at the end, and things are getting serious. Marty's marriage has broken apart. Rust is going back into his old undercover mode, injecting cayenne and ink to sort of method act to play the role that he knows will be expected of him as he tries to interact with this bike gang. Rust is back on the alcohol, drinking willingly, not fighting it. The momentum is gathering. Hope you're digging it. We'll see you next time. Take care, you all, and keep on viewing.